Welcome to Max Premieres. This June, Disney Plus arrives with something for every kind of viewer. A return to Pandora, new animated series, fascinating documentaries, and content for audiences from kids to adults. The undisputed highlight of the month is the streaming premiere of Avatar, Fire and Ash, but there is plenty more waiting for you before we get there. We are going from least to most impactful, no filters. Hit like if this helps you plan your month, subscribe, and let's get into it. Number 12, The X-Files, I Want to Believe. An X-Files film that arrived between seasons of the series at a moment when the franchise had already lived through its peak popularity, but still carried genuine emotional weight and something real left to say on screen. Mulder and Scully step away from the alien conspiracy arc and investigate a standalone case involving faith, miracles, and a serial killer, a story that functions as a deeply personal drama more than a conventional mystery of any kind. For longtime fans, it is an intimate character study of two people that goes further than weekly television ever allowed within its normal runtime. For those discovering it now, it is a compelling entry into the central themes that made this franchise unlike anything else from its era. The photography and tone carry the specific melancholy that makes everything Chris Carter signs immediately recognizable to anyone familiar with the universe. The director's cut version available this month on Disney Plus includes additional footage that deepens the central story and gives the emotional arc between Mulder and Scully considerably more room to breathe and land properly. Number 11, Travis Japan's Summer Vacation in the USA. The 7 members of popular Japanese group Travis Japan are always on the move. This time, they take on a road trip through the Rocky Mountains of North America, split into teams with completely different dynamics from each other. One group travels the interior by RV, the other dives deep into the local culture of every place they visit. What makes this kind of content special is seeing the artists outside the stage, in real situations where all that matters is genuine connection between themselves and the places they explore. For fans of the group, this is exactly the kind of material they've been wanting. All 7 in relaxed mode, no fixed script, reacting to the world naturally. For those who don't know them yet, it's an accessible and entertaining entry into their world because you don't need any prior context to enjoy it. The tone is light, the moments feel authentic, and there's enough variety to make each episode feel fresh. A well-executed road trip worth watching from start to finish without rushing. The final episode drops this month, so the whole season is ready to watch at once. Number 10, Love Island, Season 13. The most watched dating reality show in the world is back for its 13th season, and it's just as addictive as it was on day 1. The premise is simple. A group of singles compete for love and the audience's vote in a summer villa, where alliances, betrayals, and unexpected romances are the daily order of business without exception. What keeps people hooked isn't just the romance itself, it's the social dynamics between contestants, who's being genuine, who's playing the game, and who's actually falling for someone without having planned it. Season 13 arrives with the same formula that's worked for years, but with fresh faces and situations that promise the viral moments fans have come to expect every single edition. For reality fans, it's a guilty pleasure that needs no justification whatsoever. For anyone who's never watched, this is the perfect time to understand why this show keeps trending season after season on social media around the world, a proven format that never misses. The combination of live voting and real-time social media reaction makes every episode feel like a live event rather than just another episode of television. Number 9, Behind the Attraction, Season 3. The most fascinating documentary series about Disney theme parks is back for its 3rd season, and this time it literally sets sail. The season focuses on Disney Cruise Line, the history behind the fleet, how the ships were designed, what makes the onboard experience so special for those who've lived it, and the process behind building the Disney Destiny, the new heroes and villains inspired ship. Dwayne Johnson and Danny Garcia are executive producers, which already gives you a clear sense of the production level this project brings. For fans of the parks and Disney cruises, this is content they'll love. It shows the level of detail and obsession Disney puts into every experience it creates. For those unfamiliar with the Disney cruise world, it's a fascinating window into something most people had no idea existed at this scale. The series has a way of making you want to book a cruise the moment you finish watching it. All episodes available from June 24th on the platform. The level of access the cameras have inside the shipbuilding process and the design decisions is remarkable and unlike anything else on the platform right now. Number 8. Chibiverse, Season 4. The favorite show for fans of animated crossovers is back for its 4th season, packed with mix-ups, mashups, and character chaos involving characters that should never share a screen but turn out to be perfect together. Pirates, monster wrestling, time travel, daring rescues, eccentric villains, and of course songs you won't be able to get out of your head for days. Chibiverse has spent 4 seasons proving that chibi-style animation is perfect for this kind of absurd humor and for the unexpected crossovers between the franchises Disney has in its catalog. For the little ones in the family, it's perfect entertainment that keeps them glued to the screen effortlessly. For adults who grew up with these franchises, there are enough winks and nostalgic moments to enjoy it with the same intensity. The 4th season arrives, keeping the energy and pace that made the show popular from its very first season. A format that never loses its strength and confirms that Disney knows exactly how to make the most of its own character catalog. The unpredictable mix of franchises keeps the show feeling fresh in the best way possible. Number 7. Not Suitable for Work. A comedy about modern professional life lands directly on Hulu and Disney+. 5 work-obsessed 20-somethings are chasing professional success in Murray Hill, Manhattan's most glamorous neighborhood, while trying to squeeze in some personal happiness if they can find the time for it. The premise might sound familiar, but what sets this series apart is the tone. It's not a conventional romantic comedy or a heavy corporate satire, but something closer to the chaotic reality of trying to have it all when you're in your 20s and the world isn't making it easy. Mindy Kaling is behind the project, which is a strong endorsement for anyone who's followed her work on The Office and The Mindy Project. Early reactions from festival screenings describe humor that never forces the situations and characters, who feel genuinely real. For fans of urban workplace comedies, it's a very safe bet that's worth giving a shot from the very first episode. The writing is sharp enough to avoid the traps that shows like this usually fall into, and keeps the characters grounded even when the situations get absurd. Number 6. Dragon Striker. In a world where sports and magic coexist, a farm boy named Key discovers he has a supernatural gift and might just be the legendary Dragon Striker. From there, he's sent to Cal Astarock, an elite school for students with extraordinary abilities, where he joins a newly formed team alongside goalkeeper Cell. Together, they'll try to take down the school champions while uncovering dark secrets from the past and an ancient threat nobody saw coming. The fusion of soccer and fantasy is exactly the kind of concept anime has been perfecting for decades, and Disney is making a serious bet with this original production that drops with all episodes available from day one. The trailer generated a lot of excitement among genre fans who see real franchise potential in the universe being built here. The character dynamics and the power system have enough originality to stand apart from what already exists in the genre. Worth binging from start to finish, starting June 10th. The mix of training arcs, rivalries, and magical lore gives it the backbone a show like this needs to build something that lasts beyond one season. Number 5. Doctor on the Edge. An elite plastic surgeon with a perfectly organized life receives the worst possible punishment for someone like him. He's sent to work as a public health doctor on a remote island in the middle of the ocean. For Du Jui, the problem isn't just the isolation, the bugs, or the nosy locals. He's been carrying a deep trauma connected to the ocean, and now he's literally surrounded by it with no escape in sight. Things get complicated when Yukari appears, a nurse who always seems to be nearby right when he's about to fall apart and who's clearly hiding more than she lets on behind her calm smile. This K-drama takes the medical romantic drama format to an unusual setting that creates a different kind of tension from the conventional hospital show. Reactions online since its June 1st premiere describe a series that pulls you in from the early episodes thanks to the leads' chemistry, their charisma, and the story's steady momentum that never loses its thread. If you enjoy Korean dramas that use their setting as a character rather than just a backdrop, this one delivers exactly that from episode 1. Number 4. Adventure Time. Side Quests. Finn and Jake are back in the fantastical land of Ooo for a new chapter of adventures that fans of the original series have been waiting for. This companion spin-off to the Emmy, Peabody, and Annie award-winning series follows the young hero and his magical dog best friend on new adventures across Ooo, partying with cloud people, punching evil in the face, and everything else you'd expect from this one-of-a-kind universe. What generates so much excitement in the community is that the original series ended at such a high narrative point that any return to that world feels like a celebration for fans who grew up with the show. The animation keeps the distinctive visual style and absurd humor that made the franchise famous for so many years. For those who grew up with Adventure Time, it's exactly the continuation they wanted. For new viewers, it's an accessible entry since each adventure works fairly independently. Premieres June 29th with all episodes available at once. The fact that it arrives at the very end of June gives you the whole month to catch up on the original series if you have not seen it yet. Number 3. The Bear, Season 5. Carmi has completely walked away from the food industry after the accumulated stress and toxic relationships wore him down to his absolute limit. Sydney, Richie, and Natalie wake up one morning to find themselves holding the restaurant on their own no money, a very real threat of a sale hanging over their heads, and a brutal storm, making everything impossibly harder. The 5th and final season of The Bear promises the kind of emotional closure fans have been waiting for since this show became the most awarded and most talked about drama of recent years. The question everyone is asking is whether the restaurant will finally earn its Michelin star, and whether the team can hold together after everything they've been through. The audience is split between those who want an optimistic ending and those expecting something rawer and more honest with the show's overall tone. Either way, Season 5 already has everything it needs to be one of the best series finales in a very long time. The Bear has set such a high bar for itself that anything short of exceptional will feel like a letdown, and everything points to this being exceptional. Number 2. Alice and Steve. Alice discovers that her best friend of 30 years, Steve, is dating her 26-year-old daughter. The initial shock turns into something far more complicated. Alice feels like she's about to lose her best friend and her daughter at the same time, and she does absolutely everything in her power to sabotage the relationship. Steve, for his part, has no intention of giving an inch. What starts as a rivalry between friends quickly escalates into a full-blown emotional war between two people who know each other far too well for either of them to have any real advantage. Nicola Walker and Jermaine Clement are perfect in the lead roles, and the chemistry between them makes every scene land exactly as it should. It won Best Series at Cannes Series 2026 before its premiere, and critics are calling it one of the best comedies of the year, without question. The tone is exactly what you'd expect from a British production of this caliber. Smart, uncomfortable in exactly the right moments, and with far more heart than it initially lets on. All episodes available from June 8th. Number 1. Avatar, Fire and Ash. After a massive theatrical run that made it one of the biggest hits of the year, the third installment of James Cameron's saga arrives on Disney Plus for those who want to watch or revisit it from home. Jake Sully and his family face their greatest threat yet, the Ash people, a Na'vi nation that blames Awa for the destruction of their home and is coming after the Sully family without mercy. An alliance with the Wind Traders, aerial nomads, will be crucial for surviving what's coming. Cameron keeps his obsession with Pandora's visual world fully alive, and this entry promises an even bigger scale than the previous films. Audiences who saw it in theaters describe a film that surpasses the second installment in both pacing and emotional impact, with action sequences that rank among the best the franchise has delivered so far. If you missed the theatrical run, June 24th is your perfect chance to experience it for the first time. Cameron has been building this world for 15 years, and every new entry makes it clearer that he is not done with Pandora anytime soon. That is everything Disney Plus has in store for June, a packed month with options for the whole family and for the most demanding fans alike. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next videos. Thank you for your kind support. See you in the next one.